I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through our first Friday night card of the season. Friday night racing is upon us. 7 o'clock first post. We do have 7 races on the Friday night program. Always lots of fun. Very popular. The Friday nights, cooler temperatures, track's nice. Lots of music and no, it's a festive atmosphere. It's really cool. And it will be a lot of fun.
Takes me back to my childhood, the old Friday nights. Yes, our first Friday night live card, and then 7 races on Friday, 9 races.
Yeah, we're having 9 on Saturday, and then no live racing on Sunday. Just for this week. You
can go to church. Mike.
Yeah, no,
we can to church.
We can pray for everyone.
Pray for a winner.
But yes, the Dayton Cup on Saturday.
That's right. Yes.
9 races on the Saturday program. So yep, 7 races. Let's get into it. Friday night, first race. Got a field of 6 $16,000 claimers, non-3 lifetime, going 6.5 furlongs. I thought the one horse, the chances are, was the logical pick in here. Yeah. There's not much between Demerara, Sword Fighter. These 3 horses are all very comparable. Yeah. You got KK Gold off of an impressive win at the $8,000 level, jumping up into the fray. But that's a pretty big step up from Maiden 8 to these These horses, a lot of them won 2 races already. It's considerably tougher. But I thought the chances are should be the speed of the race, or at least in good position anyway. Got beat by European last time. Did defeat European the time before. So they're really close in ability.
They traded
no European in here. So the chances are over Demerara, who I liked last time because I thought he'd be the speed of the race. He was. He got collared in. He got reeled in and beat. And he'll need to be better if he's going to win. And the 5-horse Sword Fighter is also in the mix. But I thought all 3 of them were very close in ability. I went 1, 4, 5.
I got the same top 2. I have the chances are over Demerara. The difference, you liked Demerara last time because he was the speed. However, he was in the 2. He was in the 2-hole last time. The chances are was in the 5-hole. Now they've swapped spots, and that could be to Demerara's advantage. But I still did go to the chances are. Really gritty win the time before over European. European got the best of him last time. I got Demerara in second, and I threw in KK Gold. I was impressed with that first race.
Won easy.
Hadn't run since last July. If he takes a little step forward, I mean, I could absolutely see him hitting the board here. I went 1, 4, 2 in the first. On to the second, allowance race for 3-year-olds, non-winners the 2 lifetime. I went to the 1, Ring of Kerry, Phil Hall. Coming out of a good third, only beating the nose in the Chris Lothess behind the very tough Whiskey Bound. This race, obviously, a little easier without Explode. I mean, Explode won that race by 6.
A lot easier without that day, too.
Yeah, that's right. That day is out.
Entered back.
Yeah, I had to go change my picks.
Saturday.
So I went to Ring of Kerry. That day was my pick, but as Mike mentioned, he's back in on Saturday. I went Ring of Kerry. Finally got you. This horse hadn't ran since last September. Set the early fractions 22-2, 46 flat. Got a little tired. Still only got beat 4 lengths. With Jeff Birmingham on, we should take a quick note. All the best to Jeff Birmingham, who was injured last weekend in a riding accident.
Had surgery. He's doing well. Seems like everything's gone well, but he's definitely out for the season, unfortunately. But just one of those.
Too bad. Really positive guy. Great guy to have in the jocks room, and unfortunately for him and his family, he's hurt.
He's doing well as you can have after
Jeff
surgery.
Will be okay.
But he's doing very well.
But finally got you. I could see coming back with a big effort off of that first one where he kind of got cooked on the head end. He's live in here. And I threw in Mosley, Dino's horse. Broke his maiden for 25 first out. Came back for 25. Little flat his first time facing winners. Look for him to pop back with a better effort today. 162 for me.
Yeah, I went to the 6. Finally got you. I thought this horse could be the speed of the race, or at least be in a good spot. Maybe sitting on the outside of the 1-horse Ring of Kerry. I think it's between the 1 and 6.
Yeah,
I agree with you. This is a lot easier race than Slew's the Boss, Boundary Bay, and RW Stanley. Those are 3- and 4-year-olds. He's in against straight 3-year-olds. So this is a drop-in class for Finally Gotcha. It does have 2 good works, 59 and change, 101 and 3 since his last race. He's the one for me to defeat Ring of Kerry, who the George Gilbert and Phil Hall's stable has just been going absolutely insane
Crushing
this year.
Them,
They're about 40%, and I can see the horse winning, but this horse run good races without winning. Ring at Kerry, very unlucky horse not to win a race. And I put the who did I put in for third? I put Mosley in for third. Good win first time out, not so good second time. Maybe a better effort this time. Didn't break well from an inside draw. He needs to get out.
He's one I can see come back with a way better effort in his second start against winners.
6-1-2. In the second on the third race. 2-year-olds here. Got a couple 2-year-old 6 furlong races coming up. One for the fillies, one for the colts and geldings. I went to the one Infinite Patience, well-bred filly by Sungold out of the mare Montero, which makes this 1.5 to Raider, who is a very nice horse over in the Greg Tracy barn in Alberta. It's won over a couple $100,000.
Very good at 2 as well, Raider was.
Yeah, and this filly's been doing everything right in the morning. She's looked the part, worked a couple of 101s. This horse has been doing things excellent. Drawn on the inside, which maybe isn't the great. It's not the worst post in the world going 6, but it's the inside sometimes gets you. The 5-horse Enchanted Lady would be the best of the 3 Phil Hall runners, I think. Daughter of Langfear from a Woodman mare, cost $20,000 for George Gilbert, and a string of good works. His 2-year-olds have consistently run well, Phil, and never go against the George Gilbert train right now. And it's just been keeps plowing down the way and doing quite well. And I put the 6-horse Take Charge Gwen, another one for George Gilbert. The filly by Take Charge Indy paid $8,000 for this one. Been working well also. I thought those were your 3 horses. Really the one over the 5. I thought 1 and 5 were your horses. I went 1, 5, 6. I did leave out the 7 Do Tell, who has a couple of very good works, 46 and 2 and a 115 flat out of the gate. But I went 1, 5, 6.
I went. I agree. I'm with you. The top 2. I went Infinite Patience, the Montero filly, over Enchanted Lady, the Langford filly. Those are the 2 I like as well. I threw in Walk in the Walk of the Mark Cluche barn. Does have an out. It was going 3.5. She's a Danza. I could see her. She's one that has a start that I can see taking a step forward for Mark Cluche in her third start. Didn't have much of a chance. In those 3.5 races, she kind of got pinched at the break. You lose all chance there. And she was bet down. She was 6-1 that day, so I could see her come back with a better effort in her third start. I went 1, 5, 4. On to the 4th, the 2-year-old boy's turn, going 6 furlongs, field of 8. I went to Wilson here. I know he was highly thought of at the Dino Condolinos barn in his first start. That was going 3.5. Came back going 6. Was in that tough Dougie astronomical race. Did run 3rd that day. And he's got more experience than everybody in there except the 1-horse Criterion. But I know they were high on him early, and I can see him, he took a nice step. 6 beaten 10 his first start, then 3rd beaten 5. He seems to be going the right way. So I'm going to land on Wilson over the 2 Redicop horses. I put Above the Moon, the Harbor the Gold Colt, in the second spot with Enrique, and I put Answer the Wind, the Shanghai Bobby, another one who does have a start. Blinkers go on today, and he could definitely be tougher in his second start. I went 7, 4, 5.
Yeah, I have different horses in here. After
Shocker.
Watching Dougie,
2-year-olds,
Dougie run nowhere in the stake, maybe that wasn't that good of a maiden allowance race. I know it's tough to judge off of one performance. Maybe Dougie bucked the shins or something. Didn't, but he definitely didn't run like he, to the hype. He was one of the favorites
the race
in the
before,
Spaghetti Mouse, and was not really a factor behind Catch a Cougar, who won Philly did win quite comfortably. I went to the 3-horse Sculpted in here. Goes first time Lasix for Charlene Miller out of a very quick heat that was won by Yo Zackley and 139 and 1. This one obviously wasn't a factor in the race, was outside, went 4 wide. And but the works are great. 102, 101, 101, 49. And the Lasix, Richard Hamill rides. There's a lot to like, I think, about the 3-horse Sculpted. I think this horse will be a major player. But the 2-horse Desert Hills for Craig McPherson, son of Shaking It Up. Another one that's been training well, and nice to see Denny Velasquez aboard. Craig's had it off to a good start this season, and I just thought this horse was his horses have run well. The Copperwater Thoroughbreds, great to see them back in action. Chad Joe, and they're here with a few horses. I thought this horse was pretty live because he did ride the 1-horse Criterion last time, and he ends up on the 2-horse Desert Hills. So I thought that was worth noting. And I put the 8-horse Gotcha Cowboy in for 3rd. A good closing 4th behind Dougie in his debut, and come back with a decent breeze in 51 and 4. And I thought that horse maybe was worth a look. Only finished a length and a half behind Wilson, but did have a wide trip, and might just be better odds. But I like the 3. Sculpted is the one I liked in here. I went 3-2-8 in the 4th. On the 5th race, $8,000 3-year-old fillies are actually Yeah, 3-year-old fillies here going 6.5 furlongs. The 5-horse GMT Baby's tough to get by. Good runner-up effort to We Are Free, who came back to win for 16,000. That's your horse to beat. Gotta win GMT Baby unless she regresses. But the 4-horse Amorcito just broke her maiden for 16. Came back in a 16. Was in the aforementioned
We Are Free race.
We Are Free race. Ran okay, but this is a lot easier contest for her. And up at the 6-horse Librarian, I'm not going to give up on her. It was too impressive in her debut this year to give up. I know the time wasn't fast, but then she ran against Flight Data, then Snappy Ginger. Things are a lot easier for Librarian. I'm hoping something happens. Amadeo Perez sticks with her. I thought 5. I like the 5, though. I think the 5 sticks out. I'm going to go 5, 4, and 6.
I got the same horses, and absolutely, GMT Baby. You know, this is a former maiden special weight winner here. It's been tough all year, and that race last time seemed to have it won until We Are Free came in on the inside of her, got by her, and kept going. As you mentioned, We Are Free came back to win 16, so she didn't get beat by a bad horse there. There's no, I don't see any We Are Free in here. For me, it's GMT Baby as well. I just swapped your last two. I think Librarian's ready to run a good one. This
Me too.
daughter
I agree.
Napa.
I'm on board.
She's been off for a month. Amadeo sticks with her, and you're going to get a bit of a price on her. I don't mind Librarian. I put her in second, and I agree with Amorcito. First time against winners with a $16,000 race. That We Are Free race cuts her price in half. I put her in third. 5, 6, 4. Same horses as Mike. Just swapped the bottom two. On to the 6. Non-3 allowance for 3- and 4-year-olds. I went to the 7 choreography out of the Glen Todd barn. I know they're fairly high on this filly. Sorry, this boy. He's working good. That work on June 26, 59 and 4. Came back with a 101 and 3. Had a bit of an up and down season in Seattle last year. They were high on him. His first start was at Turf Paradise, where he kind of lost all shot after getting really pressured on the head end. 21 and 4, 44 and 1. Came back, set the fractions at Emerald, a notably quick track. 21 and 3, 44 and 3, and drew away 1 by 8. That takes some talent. Tried a stake after that, and then came back, won optional 25 at the end of the year. Training forwardly for this. Goes on the Lasix program for the first time. Denny Velasquez. I like choreography in here. I put Day Flyer, the Craig McPherson runner, off a $25,000 win. There was a decent field that day. Actually, he went off at 8-1 and won in hand, won very comfortably that day. This is not a giant step up, I don't feel, for him into this allowance race. And I threw in Slews to Boss. The Rodney Dangerfield never seems to get any respect. He wins at 11-1 in allowance non-3. Comes back, he's 8-1 and runs second behind Day Raider. Really cool horse out of the Mel Snow Barn that it seems to get forgotten by the betting public, and I definitely want to have him in my top 3. I went 7, 5, and 4.
Yeah, I like the 3-horse RW Stanley in here.
He ran a good race last time.
He ran really good. He was wide the whole race.
Yeah.
There was, even though the fractions were slow, if you're going to run wide, you want to run wide on slow fractions.
Yeah.
And that did help him. But his prior sprint behind Slews the Boss and Boundary Bay was very good, too. And he was wide out there, and that was not a favorable trip. He finally draws inside. He's had dreadful posts. He's been on the outside every time.
You go to his
6-6, 8-8, 9-9.
Look at his notes on the side here. Rallied 3 wide, rallied 4 wide, rallied 3 wide, rallied 3 wide, rallied 3
wide. Not so lucky with the trip.
Every race.
He's going to finally rally on the rail or something, which will be great. But I like RW Stanley. He has some speed, but he just needs some luck with the he hasn't got enough speed to clear from an outside draw, which is what gets him in trouble. It gets him wide the entire trip. Now he has enough speed
Fast
to get
enough,
good
fast enough just to get in trouble.
Yeah. And now he'll be in good, I think he'll be in good shape. I like RW Stanley over Slews the Boss and the 7 choreography. I agree. I like all the 4-year-olds. Those are the ones that'll be dangerous in here. Choreography for the reasons you mentioned. Speed, dangerous. Been off over a year, but still, Slews the Boss, an honest dude. I think you need a few horses in here. It's a good little race. This is top 3, 4, 7 for me in the 6th. On the 7th and final, $4,000 claimer here. Non-winners of the year or non-4 lifetime, going a mile on the 16th. I'm going to go to the 1 Alpha Uno. Goes back in blinkers after taking them off for his first start of the season. Yeah. It's always tough to go mile 16th first out of the year, and ran just an even race. Wasn't disgraced, but I think the blinkers will help. Second time out will help. And I think that'll be able to reverse the defeat that he had to El Latino and Peyton's Best last time. So I'm going to try Alpha Uno to defeat those two. El Latino second, Peyton's Best third, 167 for me to close it out.
I got the same horse. I went to Peyton's Best. He's the speed on the outside, and just like his progression from his first long race this year, he sets the pace, he fades, he runs 6. He comes back, he sets the only gets speed a length of 3/4, gets a 61 buyer. Just going the right way, and Harold definitely due for some luck. I'm going to go Peyton's Best on top of El Tano and Alpha Uno. That's a mouthful there.
I know.
But yeah, same 3 horses, Mike. But I do like Peyton's Best. I put on. We're going to have to see who ends up on top of him.
Yeah, Birmingham, of course, not riding.
Maybe Gonzalez or somebody. But I went 7, 6, and 1 in the nightcap. That will do it for our analysis of the Friday Night Live program. Up next on screen will be our picks. Mike, as always.
There we go. Back in race number 1. I did go to the 1. The chances are going to go 1, 4, 5. Race number 2 went to the 6. Finally got you 6, 1, 2 for me in the second. Third race, number 1, Infinite Patience over the 5. Enchanted Lady in the 6. Take Charge Gwen. Race number 4 went to the 3. Sculpted over the 2 and 8. Race number 5 went to the 5. GMT Baby. 5, 4, 6 for me in the 5th. Race number 6, the 3. RW Stanley. Good race though. This is a toughie. I'm going to go 3, 4, and 7 in the 7th and final. Went to the 1. Alpha Uno. Going to go 1, 6, and 7.
There we go. Back to my picks. Back at the first, I agree with Mike. Number 1, the chances are over the 4 and the 2. The second, I went to the 1, the Phil Hall runner, Ring of Kerry over the 6 and the 2. The third, we agree on the 1, the first-time starter for RJ Bennett, Infinite Patience over the 5. Oh, sorry, it's not RJ's, is it? It's
no, it's Bill DeCourcy.
Bill DeCourcy. Infinite Patience over the 5 and the 4. In the 4th, the 2-year-old boys race. Yeah, exactly. The 7, Wilson over the 4 and the 5. In the 5th, I'm with Mike in the 5th, number 5, GMT Baby. Maybe a best bet of the day there on GMT Baby over the 6 and the 4. The 6, I went to the 7, Choreography over the 5 and the 4. In the nightcap, I went to the 7, 7th race, 7 horse, Peyton's Best over the 6 and the 1.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner. Hopefully you enjoy the Friday night, first Friday night, 7 o'clock. Don't forget, 7 o'clock Friday night, tomorrow night as of taping. We're taping on Thursday, but 7 o'clock post. Our next live card will be Saturday. First race to go at 1:50. We have 9 races on, which will be a great day. It's Dayton Cup Day. You'll see a lot of young people dressed up very well. They had cars and stuff there last year.
You have your bow tie on, Mike? I hope you have your bow tie on.
Decked out. And yeah, it'll be a well-dressed crew and always a lot of fun, a great atmosphere on Dayton Cup Day. And we do have 9 races on the Saturday program. Of course, as we repeated off the top, there's no live racing on Sunday. Of course, there'll be simulcasting throughout the day, and of course, good reason to maybe come out to the
Derby Barn Grill on Sunday.
On Sunday, lots of simulcasting. Saratoga, Del Mar, always a great time.
I know,
to
it's
be
best
a
time of year.
Fan.
I know, best time of the year with Saratoga and Del Mar running. It's like Christmas morning.
Yes, it is. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here at the Derby Barn Grill for Handicapper's Corner.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do